You simply become the owner of something once you believe it to be yours. There is no need for you to pursue your dream as it is already yours. This is supported by Neville's law of assumption, but how can you actually bring about your goals in the real world and receive what you want when you want it? Today's video will show you why Neville Goddard urges us not to pursue our goals. It should be a really interesting video, so be sure to watch this video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're new or haven't done so already. Let's get started now. You already own the things you want, but the second you gave it some thought, it became yours. Why would you pursue something that you already have? It shows that you are aware of the fact that if you are chasing your want, you must manifest it. But in reality, this is a state-specific problem. If you are working toward your objective, it means that you do not yet have the desire. You are in a situation where you don't have any desire and have lost sight of who you are. You are the one and only God, according to Neville Goddard. Following your wishes demonstrates that you have forgotten that you are God and the Creator. Consequently, you are free from having to work toward your goal. You are the Creator, thus you can create it in a couple of minutes. If you can, you are now in a condition where you can experience your needs, which is evidence that you are in that condition. But this is entirely your fault. Stop attempting to obtain what you desire since you already possess it. All of your sadness and ungratefulness will go once you completely understand what is being spoken, and your wishes will come true immediately. Your wish will be fulfilled immediately. Instantaneously doesn't always mean that some kind of magic will take place and your wish will come true. He will fall into your lap pretty naturally and by incredible means. Everything will move along smoothly because this is the universal law. However, you must not be pursuing or looking for it. You shouldn't be holding out for it because it's coming. It will soon touch down in your lap. According to the law of assumption, you are the one God and the source of everything. Therefore, you must keep this in mind. You need to remember who you are in this situation. Neville Goddard used a statement in his book that I'd like to quote here. I am is a feeling of continuing consciousness. At the very basis of consciousness is the awareness that I am, and that I can lose track of who I am, where I am, and what I am. But I have to remember who I am. Even when we lose sight of who and what we are, the awareness of being endures. It all boils down to how mindful and aware you are of your life. Your awareness will dictate what you do, say, and how you respond in diverse circumstances. Given that awareness affects how you think and envision, what are your thoughts on a certain issue? The answer varies depending on where and from what angle you are looking at it. As a result, your views on a particular topic or situation may differ from those of others. What about someone who hasn't seen those specific things or is just ignorant about them? He won't have any opinions or insights because he isn't paying attention to or being aware of it. Because of this, he cannot experience that particular item, whether you realize it or not. According to Neville Goddard, you are the universe's creator and hence its God. Struggling to achieve your goals is nothing more than ignorance since you are oblivious of your own position and worth. You don't have to work at manifesting anything. Simply put, you are unaware that it belongs to you and is a part of your existence. You gave birth to this life. It doesn't always follow that you still need something just because you've needed it your entire life and still need today. It was merely a result of the fact that you were ignorant of that thing's existence. It is actual. But rather than being conscious of its existence, you are becoming conscious of its absence. Because of this, you continue to experience discomfort and require that item. Do you think God needs anything? Do you think God has to make something? Of course not. All he has to do is think, and things materialize. He merely thinks, and events just take place. I'm here to let you know that you are all God's, and that everything in your lives is your duty. However, it is entirely up to you whether you accept it. You will have a different experience and live a different life, though, if you sincerely believe it. If you don't believe it, your life will go on as it is. The truth is that everyone who thinks they are gods will behave accordingly and fulfill their wishes only by thinking about them. Nobody will ever cease praying to a god to fulfill their wishes if they don't believe they are deity and rely on a deity to create things for them. The only reason you don't see it is that you won't accept that you already are everything you want to be. You cannot be seeking to alter who you are into someone else. Trying to relocate where you are already is impossible. We just mean that the creation is complete when we say that you are God. There are presently only states left. You have the choice to enter any circumstance. You may have and do whatever you want because everything has already happened. You can choose what you're doing right now. You can even decide to ignore the things you already own in favor of concentrating on getting new ones. Everything depends totally on you. Nothing else counts. If you ask God for something, don't anticipate Him to grant it. He had already given you the material, despite the fact that you lived in another state. To get what you want, just change your state. Although in reality your approval has already been given, you are off exploring. So all you have to do is change your stance in order to experience the selected reality. You are the person you've always wanted to be and already have everything you want. If you have studied Neville Goddard's teachings, you may have read or heard this statement numerous times, but do you really understand what it means? Intellectual knowledge of something is one thing, but experiencing it personally and truly is quite another. When I initially read it, I might have had a little idea of what this meant, but I had most definitely not had the chance to really feel it. But now I feel as if I understand those words, and I feel as if I am experiencing them. The truth is that as you become more knowledgeable about the law of assumption, you will start to see changes in your life. Your thoughts start to change because of the law of assumption. Your 3D reality transforms more and more as you learn more about spiritual law, interact with Neville Goddard's teachings, and become more self-aware. By consistently meditating and using your imagination, you can learn about yourself in the best and most efficient way possible. The outside world will shift soon, you'll notice. Since your consciousness is the only thing that exists, whatever you become aware of and way you see the universe is what you actually experience. To attain your goals, all you have to do is picture them in your life. Feel their influence and have faith that they will come true. You were pursuing your goal because you still had faith that you can succeed by doing so. But once you start using the law of assumption, you'll see that the simplest way to bring about change is simply by imagining it into reality. When you actually recognize and comprehend who you are, everything becomes easy for you. The law of assumptions is not intended to help you get what you want. It's critical to be aware of your identity. When you have a better grasp of who you are, everything you want will come to you naturally. Additionally, you won't have to exert any effort because it is already yours. The things you seek are already yours since you are not separate from your desire. All there is you. You are the universe, and the universe is inside of you. This means that you are not required to purchase anything. Every aspect of life includes you. When you lifted the veil, the confusion vanished, and you were able to see clearly, but it was simply there to give you the impression that you were. In reality, when you go for your desires, you don't really create them. Rather, you run across obstacles and fall short. Because doing so suggests that you have some doubts and don't totally trust the law. In this way, the law doesn't work for you since your doubts prohibit you from using it. I'm glad you could make it. Enjoy manifesting.